Dankor Otherworld, Legend of Soul Refinement. Chapter 1 The Explosive Pill Tribulation. The morning light shone obliquely into the alchemy room of Xiun Peak, and the air was filled with fiery fire and strange alchemy fragrance. Duan Xianzhou frowned, holding a metal chain pestle in his hand, chanting ancient spells in a low voice. Green smoke billowed in the alchemy furnace, and the flames reflected his face. The spiritual tribulation pill will be made today. He muttered to himself, but a vague suspicion arose in his heart. Why did his junior sister Lu Kainian sneak into the alchemy room in the middle of the night last night with a strange look on her face? The pill core suddenly flashed a strange red light in the furnace. Duan Xianzhou felt a sense of oppression. He was about to stabilize his luck. Lu Kainian had already laughed softly, and a hidden weapon flew out in his hand. "Senior brother, you are too naive," she sneered, instantly setting off a countercurrent of alchemy. Boom! The alchemy furnace exploded. The fire swept through the entire alchemy room like a meteor. Duan Xianzhou screamed, feeling his consciousness being swallowed up by the flames. However, he noticed that there was a tiny spot of light hidden in the pill core, as if calling him. It was a crack leading to the other world. In the sound of the pill explosion, a wisp of his divine consciousness was sucked in by the pill core, and in an instant, it crossed the boundary between space and time and space. Chapter 2 Weak Boy. When his consciousness woke up again, Duan Xianzhou found himself possessed by a teenager. The young man was lying in a pool of blood, his breath was weak, and his chest was rolling with intermittent breath. Cough. Why is this body so bad? Duan Xianzhou muttered to himself and stretched out his hand to probe, only to find that the qi and blood in his body were disordered, and there was a faint flow of poisonous breath. He raised his eyes and saw that the young man's face was pale and blood was oozing from the corners of his mouth, and then he realized that this was a mortal boy who had been plotted. Where is it? Duan Xianzhou scanned the surroundings and saw a dilapidated hut with mottled walls and the sound of the wind outside like a cry. The light of the pill core flickered slightly, and his heart moved. Since fate has given me a second chance, I will no longer waste it. No matter what, I want to rise again in this other world. Chapter 3 The First Awakening of Spiritual Power. Duan Xianzhou held his breath and adjusted his breath, using the remaining spiritual power in his body. The young man's spiritual roots were thin and his qi veins were broken, but Duan Xianzhou slowly repaired it with his own divine consciousness. Toxins in the body. You can't go all of them, you can only suppress them. He calculated in a low voice, flashed the Dan light in his hand, tapped his chest, and injected the Dan core glimmer into his body, slowly detoxifying. A few days later, the boy's aura stabilized a little. Duan Xianzhou tentatively operated his spiritual power and was pleasantly surprised to find that although his spiritual roots were ordinary, due to the residue of the pill core, he could actually activate fire, metal, and space techniques, and his cultivation speed was beyond ordinary people. As expected of Dan core, it actually closely combines the soul and bloodline. This cultivation method is even more clever than my original exercises at Xiun Peak. Duan Xianzhou secretly said to himself. He decided to temporarily hide his consciousness to make the boy look ordinary so as not to attract the attention of the masters of the other world. Chapter 4 The First Test of the Other World. Soon, there was a wolf roar outside the village, and Duan Xianzhou casually summoned a small fire in his body, making the wolf shadow red. Several fierce wolves suddenly condensed into flame phantoms and pounced on him. The young man's body was terrified, and Duan Xuanzou's consciousness was shocked. Okay, the first actual battle. He merged the shimmering glow of his elixir core with his flame magic, and flames flew out from his hands like spirit snakes, instantly driving the wolves back. The villagers were stunned, but the young man looked frail, as if he had just experienced a life-or-death experience. Duan Xianzhou chuckled to himself, if I want to gain a foothold in this other world, I can't rely on mere coincidence. I must master the art of cultivating the elixir, refining the body, and cultivating the Dharma. Chapter 5 Alchemy Furnace Recasting. He began to reforge the pill furnace in the cave. Duan Xianzhou found that the materials and spirituality of this other world were strange. Some plants and trees could increase spiritual power, and some ores could be refined into spiritual elixirs. A few months later, the first trial of the soul fire pill in his hand actually replenished the boy's blood veins, and the toxins in his body were completely suppressed. Duan Xianzhou raised his eyebrows. If I can improve the soul fire pill into a continuous absorption pill, the entire other world, I'm afraid no one can beat it. He began to travel to other worlds, collecting rare materials in woods, defeating bandits, mountain beasts, and strange creatures. Every victory made his elixir core and spiritual consciousness more integrated, and his cultivation level improved rapidly. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 6 Junior Sister Shadow. However, the good times did not last long. The glimmer of the pill core suddenly trembled, and a familiar voice echoed in the depths of his consciousness. Brother. Duan Xianzhou, are you still alive? Duan So-and-so's pupil shrank. Is this Lu Kainian's consciousness? He thought to himself, it turns out that the junior sister is not dead, but she actually travels with him? After a while, a mysterious man in black appeared in the other world. It was Lu Kainian. She sneered. Duan Xianzhou, do you think you can start a new cauldron in the other world? Will I let you go? Duan Xianzhou stretched out his hands, golden light and flames intertwined, an illusion and alchemy fused. You want to kill me? Come on, I'll give you another chance to see who is the top of alchemy. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 7 Light and Strange Magic. The two fought, and the entire valley fell into chaos. Flame, Dankai, and illusion are intertwined into a labyrinth of light and shadow. Lu Kainian's poison and hidden weapons emerged one after another, but Duan Xianzhou relied on the elixir core aura to almost predict her movements and gradually counteracted. Ha ha ha, you are indeed stronger than in the original book. Lu Kainian shouted angrily, but was helplessly trapped in the illusion by a trick Dan fire sealing spirit. Duan Xianzhou withdrew the alchemy fire, concentrating and holding his breath. The path of cultivation in the other world began the real peak showdown from now on. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8 Otherworldly Allies. In the process of exploring the other world, Duan Xianzhou met 3 boys and girls with their own unique abilities. 1 Xian Jiun, can control wind and thunder. 2 Bai Luo, mastering illusion and psychic techniques. 3 Kuang Chen, good at knife techniques and space-splitting techniques. Duan Xianzhou allied with them to fight against powerful enemies in the other world, monsters, and Lu Kainian lurking in the shadows. As long as we cooperate, no one in this other world will be able to stop us. Duan Xianzhou was very proud. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 9 The Second Coming of the Spiritual Tribulation. After several years of cultivation, the pill core showed that the other world was about to usher in a spiritual tribulation. This calamity will test the soul and alchemy of every cultivator. Duan Xianzhou comprehended the 3 lives pill technique, the ultimate refining method of fusing body, soul, and elixir. He and his allies have gone through the flame furnace, the illusion labyrinth, and the spirit beast devouring tribulation, breaking through the limits again and again. Lu Kainian reappeared, this time carrying the forbidden technique of the other world, claiming to seize the pill core. Duan Xianzhou faced his former junior sister with a cold expression. Today, life and death will be divided. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10 Peak Soul Refinement. In the final battle, Duan Xianzhou completely guided the Dan core power and fused the 3 lives pill technique, blending the flame, space, and soul power in his body, turning into a soul refining array of light and shadow, trapping Lu Kainian in an endless illusion. The entire other world seemed to be illuminated by flames, and all monsters and evil forces were powerless to parry. Duan Xianzhou became a veritable alchemy master and a legend in the other world. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11 The World Refining the Soul. Duan Xianzhou founded the Soul Refining Sect, taught the 3 lives alchemy technique, accepted disciples, and passed on his teachings. Order in the otherworldly realm gradually stabilized. He hid the elixir core in the sect's secret chamber and established a rule. The path of cultivation is not about vying for power and gain, but about attaining enlightenment and protecting the truth. His allies, Xian Jiun, Biluo, and Kuang Chen, each became heroes in their respective regions, and the other world entered a period of prosperity. Chapter 12 The Nether Rift. Duan Xianzhou had just established and perfected the Soul Refinement Sect, and the other world seemed to return to peace. However, the Dancor glimmer suddenly trembled, and the spiritual energy fluctuations in the sect's secret room were extremely strong. How could it be? Duan Xianzhou felt an abnormal sense of oppression. On the back mountain of the sect, a deep crack slowly opened, and a low cry came from the crack, as if countless souls were calling. This is Nether Rift. Duan Xuanzou's eyes flashed with a hint of solemnity. Legend has it that the netherworld rift in the other world will only appear after the extreme spiritual tribulation, and anyone who approaches it will have their souls sucked in and will never be reborn. Allies Xian Jiayun, Bai Luo, and Kuang Chen rushed over when they heard the news, and all three of them looked solemn. Duan Xianzhou frowned and muttered to himself, this time, the opponent is not only Lu Kainian, but the remnants of the entire netherworld. He decided to lead the four of them deep into the rift to find the source of the netherworld and completely solve the hidden crisis in the other world. Chapter 13 The Battle of the Netherworld. The four of them stepped into the rift, and were greeted by countless ghosts and strange demon shadows. These spirits twisted their bodies and whispered in their mouths, as if they could pierce people's minds. Duan Xianzhou took the lead, the pill core shimmered out, and the three lives pill technique fused with the power of flame and space, transforming into a light and shadow soul refining array. Allies, come with me. Duan Xianzhou shouted. Xian Jiayun wielded the power of wind and thunder, turning the ghosts into broken shadows. Biluo's illusion technique interfered with the spirit's perception, causing them to become confused. Kuang Chen used his sword to cut through the netherworld's aura, clearing a path for everyone. However, deep in the rift, a dark force quietly condensed, and it turned out to be the master of the netherworld rift, Venerable Ghost. Its body was like endless shadow mist, and its eyes emitted a cold light, which instantly suppressed the four of them. Trying to stop me? Courting death? Venerable Mingling's voice thundered, yet it also sounded like countless souls singing a song of death. Duan Xuanzou's consciousness rapidly shifted, channeling the light from his elixir core into the three lives alchemy technique. In an instant, the flames surrounding him transformed into countless runes, trapping Venerable Mingling and the ghost within the illusion array. Chapter 14 The Shadow Junior Sister reappears. Just when Duan Xianzhou thought victory was in sight, a familiar black shadow flew out of the crack. It was actually Lu Kainian. At this time, she absorbed the spiritual power of the netherworld and was no longer the girl she was back then, but became the incarnation of the nether shadow. Senior brother, I finally found you. Lu Kainian's voice was ethereal and eerie, and her eyes flashed with ghostly red light. You? How is it possible? Duan Xuanzou's pupil shrank. Lu Qinyan sneered, and instantly attacked the shadow poison technique. The entire rift space was distorted, and the light flame illusion array was forced to split. Duan Xianzhou realized that if he could not completely defeat her, not only the soul refining sect, but the entire other world would fall into the rule of the underworld. Okay, I also want to see how terrifying the limits of this netherworld are. Duan Xuanzou's eyes were resolute, and the light of the pill core burst out to the extreme, and the final duel between him and Lu Kainian officially began. Chapter 15 The Peak of Soul Refining. Duan Xianzhou and Lu Kainian launched an extreme duel in the netherworld rift. Flame, space, illusion, and poison were intertwined, and the entire rift seemed to turn into a purgatory of life and death. Duan Xianzhou ran the three lives pill technique. His body and the pill core were completely fused, and the flames were as dazzling as the sun. Lu Qinyan absorbed the power of the underworld and constantly turned into countless shadow attacks. Each blow carried the power of soul devouring. Duan Xianzhou continuously used the soul refinement formation to divide the shadows, but he still felt extremely consumed. At the critical moment, the allies worked together to perform the strongest moves. Xian Jiayun releases thunderstorms and forms a space thundernet. Bai Luo used the illusion mind technique to confuse Lu Kainian's clone. Kuang Chen used the space rift technique to partially block the rift energy. Duan Xianzhou seized the momentary opportunity to refine the pill core into a light soul knife and slashed directly at Lu Kainian's true body. In an instant, shadows and light intertwined, and a loud sound of fire erupted that had never been seen before in the entire rift. When the light dissipated, Lu Kainian knelt on the ground. The red light gradually faded, and she finally returned to human form, her face pale and soft. Chapter 16 The Netherworld returns to silence. The Netherworld rift slowly closed, the soul and ghost were purified by the flames, and the other world returned to peace again. Lu Kainian was weak but peaceful. She knelt in front of Duan Xianzhou and apologized in a low voice. Senior brother, if it weren't for you, I will not be lost in the underworld. Duan Xianzhou stretched out his hand to help her stand up, with a gentle expression, everything is over, you and I can start over. The ultimate refining method of the 3 lives pill technique was recorded, and the soul refining sect became an unrivaled top sect in the other world. Duan Xianzhou, his allies, and Lu Kainian protect the peace of the other world together. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 17 The Peak Legend. The cultivation order in the other world was stable, the number of soul refining sects surged, and the 3 lives pill technique became a legend for future generations. Duan Xianzhou stared at the starry sky on the top of the mountain, and sighed in his heart. The cruelty of fate has made me who I am today. The past explosive pill tribulation and the junior sisters conspiracy are all the cornerstones of my rebirth and soul refining. Allies Ion Jiun, Bai Luo, and Kuang Chen each guarded various parts of the other world, while Lu Kainian stayed in the soul refinement sect to practice, and the heart of repentance blended with the light of the pill core, becoming one of the core forces of the sect. Duan Xianzhou finally understood, soul refining is not only the art of cultivation, but also the tempering of the mind and spirit. Chapter 18 The Secret Realm of the Stars. The monks of the soul refining sect gradually regained their composure, but Duan Xianzhou always felt that there was still an unknown power hidden in the other world. One day, he received a signal from the change of the Dan core, and the light pointed towards the secret realm of the stars outside the netherworld rift. This place may be the oldest ruins in the other world. Duan Xianzhou frowned slightly, feeling an ancient and mysterious force rushing towards him. In the secret realm of the stars, the space is distorted, and the light and shadow are intertwined, which seems to reflect the deep fears and desires of the monks. Duan Xianzhou, Lu Kainian, Xian Jiun, Bai Luo, and Kuang Chen stepped into the secret realm together to meet the unknown trial. In the secret realm, they encountered star phantom beasts, each of which could manipulate fragments of space and time, which was a great challenge to the monk's mind and alchemy. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 19 The Battle of the Phantom Beasts. Xian Jiun transformed into wind and thunder, battling the phantom beast. Thunder shimmered in the air, its roar deafening the heavens. Biluo used illusions to disrupt the phantom beast's perception, trapping it in a maze. Kuang Chen wielded his twin swords, slicing the phantom beast into fragments of light and shadow. Duan Xianzhou ran the 3 lives pill technique, absorbing and tempering the energy of the phantom beast into soul refining spiritual energy, and transforming it into a sect magic weapon. Lu Kainian's nether shadow technique and Duan Xuanzou's light soul knife fused to form a new soul refining method, star soul refinement technique. The phantom beast was finally defeated, but deep in the depths of the secret realm, there was a low call, as if guiding everyone to a deeper secret. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 20 The Mystery of the Ancient Gods. Duan Xianzhou and the others went deep into the secret realm and found a huge star altar with ancient runes engraved on the altar. The runes record the original gods of the other world, star ancient gods. This power. It is even older than the netherworld. Duan Xianzhou was shocked and felt a sense of oppression through time and space. In the center of the altar, a ball of light floated, emitting incomparably pure spiritual power. The sphere of light reflects the history of the other world over the past 1,000 years, the arrival of gods, the rise of monks, and the birth of the nether rift. Every scene is like a real-time reenactment. Duan Xianzhou took a deep breath and realized that if he did not master the power of the star ancient god, the other world would not be completely stable, and the nether rift might open again. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 21 The Decisive Battle with the Ancient Gods of the Stars. Duan Xianzhou decided to elevate the star soul refining technique to its peak, integrating the nether shadow and 3 life pill techniques to fight against the power of the ancient gods. Lu Kainian, Xian Jiun, Biluo, and Kuang Chen each performed their duties. Lu Kainian guided the ghostly spiritual power to block the phantom of the ancient gods. Xian Jiun used a thunder and wind combo attack to attack the energy flow of the ancient gods. Bai Luo used illusions to interfere with the perception of the ancient gods. The wild dust broke through the space barrier of the ancient gods. Duan Xianzhou raised the light soul knife, the blade reflected the entire star secret realm, turning into thousands of light and shadow, directly hitting the core of the ancient god. The flames exploded, shaking the entire other world, dividing the ancient god's energy into countless light particles and sealing them in the soul refinement sect. This battle allowed Duan Xianzhou and his allies to truly master the balance of the other world, and also made the soul refining sect a veritable top sect. Chapter 22 The Dawn of the New Order. The Netherworld Rift was completely sealed, and the energy of the Star Secret Realm was absorbed by Duan Xianzhou and Lu Kainian, and transformed into a sect cultivation resource. Cultivators from all over the other world gradually stabilized due to the strength of the soul refining sect, and the cultivation order was re-established. Duan Xianzhou stood on the top of the sect mountain, watching the sunset fall into the valley. His heart was full of peace. Everything has finally returned to tranquility, the former explosive pill tribulation, the Netherworld Rift, and the secret realm of the stars. Everything is a test of fate. Lu Kainian walked up to him and smiled, "Senior brother, we have all got a new beginning." Xian Jian, Bai Luo, and Kuang Chen also stood on the top of the mountain, and everyone looked at each other, and they all understood in their hearts, the real legend of the other world has just begun. Chapter 23 The Ending. Duan Xianzhou passed on the soul refinement sect's soul refinement method to future generations of disciples, completely integrating the 3 life pill technique, nether shadow technique, and star soul refinement technique to form the strongest cultivation system. The otherworldly world is no longer threatened by the netherworld or the old gods, but has entered a golden age of peace and prosperity. Lu Kainian returned to the soul refinement sect, greatly increased his cultivation, and guarded the other world side by side with Duan Xianzhou. The allies each guard the other world and become legendary guardians. Duan Xianzhou and Lu Kainian overlooked the galaxy in the other world on the top of the sect mountain, and understood in their hearts. Every soul refining tribulation is to achieve the true peak. The secret realm of the stars, the nether rift, and the 3 lives pill technique have become legends in the hearts of future generations of monks, and Duan Suanso's name will also coexist with the other world forever. Postscript. From the explosion of the pill on Ziyun Peak to the Netherworld Rift, and then to the decisive battle in the secret realm of the stars, Duan Xianzhou used wisdom, courage, and pill core power to write a cultivation legend that spanned time and space. The other world is no longer just a world full of dangers, but a world full of hope, light, and opportunities. Every monk, every trial, is an opportunity for growth. Soul refining is not only alchemy and strength, but also wisdom and mind tempering. Duan Suanso's gaze swept towards the sky, and the starlight of the other world flickered, reflecting the bright flames intertwined with countless fates.